You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the New York Jets because Broadway Joe, the legendary Joe Namath, has come out and made some absolutely soul-crushing remarks about Zach Wilson. Basically, I think he's coming out and saying what I think we all know. It's a wrap. The kid cannot play. He cannot play as an NFL starting quarterback. I got to be honest with you. In much the same way as Trey Lance. And, you know, Matrix asked me the other day, who's worse, Zach Wilson or Trey Lance? I initially said Trey Lance, and then I watched this game this last weekend, and I was like, you know what? I'm wrong. Zach Wilson is worse than Trey Lance. And that's saying a hell of a lot because you guys know I'm a Niners fan, so I saw every snap that Trey Lance ever took, and he can't play dead, okay? Well, Zach Wilson evidently can also not play dead or comatose or anything of the like at all. And the Jets have actually went out and signed an actual NFL quarterback, a professional quarterback, a guy that spent a little time with the Jets. But I got to be honest with you, I don't hate the signing at all. As I'm sure Jets fans are like, look, we got a running game. We got a hell of a defense. We got some weapons. And at times, this quarterback in two particular seasons, he actually really flashed. So we'll get to that too. And that signing just happened right before I hit record here. So Broadway Joe, ESPN, embattled New York Jets quarterback Zach Wilson received a strong vote of confidence on Monday from coach Robert Saleh. Look, guys, if the Jets proceeded to literally not sign a quarterback and just keep running Zach Wilson out there, you want to talk about coaching malpractice. I mean, it's a fireable offense, to be honest. Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, they can't keep putting this guy out there. He cannot play quarterback. You're starting to see meltdowns from players. The kid can't play. And it's not fair to your fans. It's not fair to the players to keep running a guy out there that obviously cannot even play at a competent, in my opinion, a competent backup level. Okay, he feels a lot like a third string / practice squad kind of quarterback and a guy that may be heading to whatever the USFL / XFL is going to end up being. He's bad. And scathing criticism from the most famous quarterback in franchise history. Hall of Famer Joe Namath, echoing the sentiment of an angry fan base, blasted Wilson in a radio interview while taking aim at Saleh and general manager Joe Douglas. Once you lost Namath, woo-wee, it's about to get ugly. It's already ugly in New York. It's a damn shame Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Quote, I didn't take anything positive out of it, talking about his performance the other day against the Patriots. It was awful, Namath told the Michael Kay show on ESPN New York. Referring to Wilson's performance on Sunday, Namath was irked by Wilson's first sack in Sunday's 15-10 loss to the Patriots when he went down without even being touched. Quote, you sit down, ? You sit down on a play. You go right down. What happened? Look, Peyton Manning used to do that, but Peyton Manning threw for like 60,000 or 80,000 yards. And had how many touchdowns? I mean, you're able to do that when you're a legend. Namath said, incredulously, I thought you were trying to win and make plays. You quit on a play? Wow, he just called him a quitter. You quit on a play, ? What is going on? It's disgusting. The Hall of Famer said, trade Wilson. I wouldn't keep him. I've seen enough of Zach Wilson. I think the fan base echoes those sentiments. Namath also suggested that Saleh and Douglas should be replaced, saying these guys aren't picking the right players. They aren't doing a good job of coaching. It's evident. I mean, you've got to look and see. If you have an eye for football at all, you see things are haywire. It's too crazy. They need to fix it, and that's getting rid of a lot of people and bringing in new ones. Continuing his rant, Namath added, they need to make major changes from the top to the bottom. The legendary quarterback who led the Jets to their only Super Bowl victory in 1969 is generally upbeat about the team. He said it's the lowest point as a fan of the team. Jesus. And there's been some low points there. Saleh, despite overwhelming statistical evidence to the contrary, continued his unwavering support of Wilson. It is just embarrassing how much they want to stick with this guy, calling him, quote, a much improved player and the Jets' unquestioned quarterback. Yeah, guys on the team I think, disagree. The fan base is clamoring for another quarterback. You got one. But the Jets have given no indication that something is in the works. It sounds like they're going to stick with Wilson and journeyman Tim Boyle. Look, if you got to put Tim Boyle in, put him in. I know one thing, Mike White would look great right now. Did you know Mike White has thrown for 300 yards more times than Zach Wilson in his career? Just thought I'd throw that out there. Wilson, the number 2 overall pick in 2021, heard boos throughout Sunday's loss as the Jets managed only 3 points and 61 total yards in the first 9 possessions. He finished 18 for 36 for 157 and 3 sacks, including a safety. The only positive was that he didn't commit any turnovers. Saleh has a career record now of 12 and 25. Jeez. Guys, at what point are we going to possibly get to the aspect of just coming out and saying, maybe in today's NFL, defensive coaches aren't going to work anymore? You got to wonder, because defensive coaches seem to have a blind spot when it comes to quarterbacks, and I don't know what it is. So the Jets signed a former Jet, and I got to be honest with you, I don't hate this signing. I don't. I'm not a Jets fan, but I'm just saying, I think we all remember what Trevor Siemian did with the Broncos. I think we remember what he looked like when he played for the Saints, and frankly, he was competent, guys. He was. Like a good professional backup quarterback, right? Toe the line, maybe come in. If you got to play him 10 games, okay, you got you got a really good defense, got a good running game if you had any kind of quarterback play. The Jets are sticking with Zach Wilson as their starting quarterback. This is Michael David Smith at PFT, but they're bringing in another quarterback, thank God. Believe it or not, Trevor Siemian was ranked as like the 3rd or 4th best free agent quarterback available out there, actually. Colt McCoy's out there, of course. Carson Wentz is out there. That's who I would have signed. I mean, no question. I'd have signed Carson Wentz and played Tim Boyle for 2 weeks, put Carson Wentz in and said, go after it the rest of the year. Veteran quarterback Trevor Siemian plans to sign with the Jets pending a physical, according to Adam Schefter. Simeon played for the Jets in 2019. Simeon most recently spent training camp and preseason with the Bengals, but didn't make their roster. He has also been with the Bears, Saints, Titans, Vikings, and Broncos. This is the part I like, folks. In his NFL career, he has started 30 games. He does not have a winning record. He's 13-17 as a starter. However, this is not bad. Throwing 42 touchdowns and 28 picks. He joins Wilson and Tim Boyle on the quarterback depth chart. And let's just take a look. He's got good size, 6'3", 220, 31 years old. And this is what you really look at, folks. When he was 25, he came out and had a season with Denver. They went 8-6. 3,400 yards, 18 TDs, 10 picks. But then you come down here at age 30 with the Saints. He was 0-4. That could have been an indictment of the rest of the team. But he threw for 1,100 yards, had 11 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions with the Saints. So his touchdown to interception ratio, it's not great. But, he's thrown for 7,000 yards. The one thing I will say I don't love is he's only basically a 59% passer in his career, which in this day and time's NFL, that's not very good. That's not very good. Last year with the Bears, 184 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But that Bears team is nothing to write home about. So there you have it. The Jets have signed another quarterback. I would have signed Carson Wentz. I mean, that's just all there is to it. 2 years ago, 27 TDs, 7 picks with the Colts. He had a good coach, Frank Wright, at least offensively. And I still sometimes question the Colts' decision, but that was a Jim Irsay. He got mad and wanted Carson Wentz off the team. Chris Ballard, the dirty little secret that I think a lot of people don't realize about Wentz, Frank Wright and Chris Ballard, neither one of them wanted to get rid of Carson Wentz in Indianapolis. They thought he had done plenty well enough to have gotten last season with the Colts. But Irsay got mad when he lost that final game against the Jags and they jettisoned Wentz out of town. And, I mean, Wentz went to the Commanders, but what can you tell from that? Ron Rivera, they're a train wreck. I mean, you blame that on Wentz, but good luck to anybody outside of like a Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or like a top 5 quarterback doing anything there, right? I don't know. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.